It's Halloween. Let me just ask the final question for the panel. Do you think demons and the devil are real?
Absolutely. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I definitely, and I believe those could be fallen angels.
All these things could be real.
Fallen angels?
Yeah, fallen
The
angels.
aliens are fallen angels?
That's possible. I think that's what they could be. That's what makes sense in my worldview.
Michael?
No.
And that's why we came here to disagree, but still appreciate each other for having the conversation. Happy Halloween. Thank you very much.
It's Halloween. Let me just ask the final.
Hey, Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is the Mayim in Atlanta. And you just saw on the screen there Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's on Bill Maher's show. It's Atheist Show. And they were talking about angels and demons. And she was saying that she believes that so-called aliens are actually fallen angels. In which she's a lot closer than these guys because it is a spiritual occurrence. But the fallen angels, the fallen ones are actually the Israelites who fell from their glory and are waiting to be risen back up by Yahweh Bashem Shai. But she's on the right track, understanding that this is a spiritual thing, and depending on which side she is, which she's most likely an Edomite, so it's going to be demonic for her, the return of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And she would be on the left hand of it because these chariots are not for the salvation of everyone, especially not the Edomites. It's only for the salvation of the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as our scattered, because she very well could be of the scattered. She talks a lot about the scriptures, but I don't see it on her. But if she were of the scattered, then it would be for her salvation. But these are the chariots of salvation that are spoken of within the scriptures. And depending on who you are, it could be for the left-hand side or for the right-hand side. So even Christians talking about them being so-called aliens, being demons, it's like, yeah, they're not for you. They're here to destroy your blessed America and to destroy you if you're a Christian, because Christianity is basically Satanism. It's Edomite supremacy at its finest, really. And it's not for that. It's coming to destroy that. So yeah, they could call it demons all that they want. But what I picked up was that she's talking about the chariots and talking about so-called aliens being a spiritual matter, which is interesting because J.D. Vance just said something pretty similar. This is from Fox News. And you saw in that clip they were talking about Halloween. That was recent, and this is the day before. But from Fox News, J.D. Vance says UFOs, aliens could be spiritual forces as VP vows to get to the bottom of mystery in skies. And so there's got to be an angle that Esau is coming at for him to be admitting that these are actually spiritual vehicles. But we will see, especially considering, they are the devil. So they've got tricks up their sleeves. They have lies that they need to get out. One of them could be trying to fake a second coming. Another could be them trying to fake an invasion. They've talked about these things, and so we'll see what's going to go down. But as of right now, we're just watching and reporting on it. It says, Vice President says he views unexplained phenomena through the lens of faith rather than fear. Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in on the mystery of UFOs this week, which the UFOs are the chariots of Israel. they are identified, suggesting that some unexplained phenomena could reflect spiritual forces, and these are spiritual forces influencing the physical world. Speaking with New York Post columnist Miranda Devine on her podcast, Pod Force One, Vance said he hasn't had time to fully investigate, but intends to dig in. I can't allow myself to become so busy that I don't get to the bottom of this. I will get to the bottom of this, Vance said. The vice president said the topic often came up in conversations with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, noting that both men have long shared an interest in unidentified anomalous phenomena. UAPs is what they're calling them. Says Marco's actually very interested in this too. Vance said, we talked about this back in our Senate days. There's certainly an interest there, but I haven't yet had the time to really dig in. Things have been so busy, but all of us put the tinfoil hat on from time to time. Naveen mentioned the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, had also expressed openness to the possibility of alien life. Vance framed his own view through faith and mystery. I wouldn't say that I do or do not believe it, he said. I'm a big believer that there are things out there that we can't explain. If another person sees an alien, maybe I see an angel or a demon. I think there are spiritual forces working on the physical world that a lot of us don't see or understand. And that is true. At that point, Vance added that he believes there are spiritual forces working on the physical world that are same thing. But interesting that they're saying it to be a spiritual matter, in which it actually is a spiritual matter. And whether they think it's on the left or the right doesn't matter, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai controls both the left and the right. And so if the chariots of the Lord come back and they're destroying America or Babylon the Great, these Babylonians are going to think these are demons destroying this place, or aliens, but truly they're angels on the right-hand side destroying a very, very wicked place. This is Isaiah 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. Showing both sides. The Lord controls the left and the right. Forms the light and creates darkness. Peace and evil. These are Salakia. There's a word I was trying to get there. But they're just on the opposite sides. They're juxtaposed to each other. But, the Lord controls both sides. He has the left hand and the right hand. I, the Lord, do all these things. So he says, mention aliens and demons there, or angels and demons, which, it could be both sides, depending on which side you align with, and which side it's the tasker for. But ultimately, it's to destroy this place. Let's go to, and because he mentioned that it's a spiritual thing, let's actually get it in Acts. So from the ascension, which you can't say the ascension of Yahweh Shai was not spiritual, but it's one of these, what they would call UAPs, that took Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai up. This is Acts 1 and 9, which it was a chariot of the Lord. It says, and when he had spoken, Acts 1 and 9, and when he had spoken these things, that's Yahweh Shai, while they beheld, he was taken up. This is right here in Acts chapter 1. And a cloud received him out of their sight. And this cloud is a chariot. It's what the world will call UFO. It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel. These are the angels, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Yahushua was taken up into a cloud, but he's going to come back with clouds. As it says in Revelation 1, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. But just to show what these clouds are, this is Psalms 104 and verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot. So that cloud we just saw there in Acts 1, that's actually a chariot. Who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. And you see these clouds spoken of throughout the scriptures. Exodus, there was a pillar of smoke. Or, yeah, that's how it said. But that was in Exodus. The pillars, let's get it, just so I'm not saying it all wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Exodus 13 and 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. In a pillar of a cloud, that was a chariot. The Lord was in a chariot leading us out of Egypt. And that's also how we're going to get out of the modern day Egypt, which is America, through these clouds, through these chariots. Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels, spirits, his ministers, a flaming fire. Those things that are called UAPs, UFOs, are actually the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And these are spiritual vehicles. This is exactly how Yahweh Shai is going to return. Revelation 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. So he's coming back with not just one chariot, he's coming back with a whole armada of chariots. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. Yahweh Shai is coming back in these spiritual vehicles that the world doesn't understand, that they're talking about, but don't understand. And he's going to conquer this earth. He's coming to give everybody their reward, no matter which side they're on, whether it be on the left or on the right, which, let's get that in Revelation 12. And behold, Revelation 22 and verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. For the left hand and the right hand. So they were saying demons, it's just you're on the left hand, and those are giving you your reward. And on the right hand, it's for the hopeful elect to receive salvation, get out of this place, which, Lord willing, we are a part of that number. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.